Okay, it's 6:30. I'd like to give it another minute, uh, just to let Pat jump on. There he is. Hey, Pat.
Hey Rob.
Um, we have Gene Canty listening in. I'll leave it to Gene to decide how much he wants to participate, and wish him well in his recovery. I'm very pleased that he wants to at least be part of, or listen in on the conversation, if nothing else. So the
That's
time is 6:30 p.m. and it's July 16th. I hereby call this meeting of the Nahant Board of Selectmen to order. Opening comments. Uh, Pretty much the same list. No dogs on the beaches starting May 1st through September 30th each year, except on Doggy Beach. Resident parking stickers for 2025 are still available at nahant.org and may be purchased for $20 each, now that we have passed July 1st. Metal recycling pickup, metal, white goods, TV, computer recycling last Saturday occurs on the last Saturday of each month until October 25th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. noon behind the DPW garage. Market by the Sea is still happening on Saturdays, July 19th, August 16th, and September 20th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Flash Road Park. For more information or to become a vendor, visit the market page at nahant.org or email ktaylor@nahant.org. Planning Board alternate member vacancy. The Planning Board has one vacancy for an alternate member. Send letters of interest to ktaylor@nahant.org by July 23rd, 2025. We have some event requests that we're going to need to vote on. I'll make the motion. I move the Board of Selectmen vote to approve the following event requests. First, the Humpa Nickel 5 Mile Road Race on Saturday, September 6, 2025, starting at 9 a.m., starting at the American Legion Post, 215. We also have the Nahant Historical Society lecture on Sunday, September 21st, 2025, starting at 1 p.m. at the Nahant Town Hall. And the Nahant Women's Club Annual Holiday Fair on Saturday, November 29th, 2025, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Nahant Town Hall. Do I have a second?
seconded.
So as discussion, we have the Humpa Nickel Road Race route can be found on the community calendar at nahant.org. This race is sponsored by the Nahant American Legion Post 215 and honorably dedicated to former Humpa Nickel race director Bobby Joe Blair. Anyone else have any comments that they would like to make? Julie, can you tell us a little bit about the lecture?
Sure. We're hosting Ricky Beliveau, who is the current owner of the Howe Estate, and he's been working tirelessly, he and his crew, to renovate and bring back the beauty of the Howe Estate. But I'd like to ask my fellow board member, Suzanne Maccarelli, who has been watching this progress from her backyard, if she has anything to add.
Thank you, Julie. Suzanne Maccarelli, 15 Little Nahant Road. Yeah, when Ricky first purchased the 9 Little Nahant Road at auction, when it finally did go up for auction, I introduced myself to him as a board member of the Historical Society as well as a butter to the property. And I met with him and his architectural historian at the property. And they laid out the plans of how they were going to restore it. And I asked him if he would document the entire process for the Historical Society. And he has hired a videographer and photographer to document every step and every stage of this multi-million-dollar 2-year restoration of the Howe estate. So then I asked him if he would give a public lecture to the residents of Nahant and anybody else who has an interest in it after it's complete, which is expected to be complete in August. So we invited him to give a lecture and share all of the ups and downs of the restoration process. And then I also asked Julie if we could get town hall, because I think it'll be a large gathering that wouldn't fit in the community center room where we normally have our lectures. That's it.
Anything further? Any further discussion?
Nope, she summed it up really
Thank you
well.
for that, by the way. I appreciate that. It does sound interesting. I think it'll be very worthwhile. Roll call vote.
Pat O'Reilly, aye.
And Rob Thibault, aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
We have a vote to appoint a member of the Nahant Cultural Council. I'll read the motion. I move the Board of Selectmen vote to appoint Leighton O'Connor as a member of the Nahant Cultural Council. May I have a second?
Seconded, yes.
Discussion. Hearing none. Roll call vote.
Pat O'Reilly, aye.
Rob Thibault, aye. We have a vote to promote Heather Leary from police officer to sergeant of the Nahant Police Department. I'll make the motion. I move the Board of Selectmen vote to promote Heather Leary from police officer to sergeant of the Nahant Police Department.
Seconded.
Discussion. Chief. Don't be shy. There he is.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now. Thank you for
Thank you for
joining.
this. Thank you for approving this. I think, first of all, Heather's been an asset to the department since 2019. She's been a matron, a reserve officer in 2020, full-time in 21. Prior to coming to us, she served as a supervisor at the Metro North Regional Emergency Communication Center, which dispatches for police, fire, and EMS for the cities of Winthrop and Revere. It's a very busy communication center. She was a supervisor there. She currently serves as the president for the Nahant Police Department's Patrol Officers Union. I did originally have Patrolmen's Union, but given this historic event today that we're promoting our first female sergeant, I had to change that to Patrol Officers Union. But she's definitely displayed leadership qualities throughout her time here with us, and she'll definitely serve our community in a leadership role with professionalism. I've seen her do it as a patrol officer and without blinking an eye. So I think she's going to be solid, and she's got a great future within the Nahant Police Department.
Excellent. Roll call vote.
Great to hear. Pat O'Reilly, aye.
And Rob Thibault, aye. Congratulate Heather for us, would you?
We will. Thank you guys for the support.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
Thank you. Vote to appoint call firefighters to the Nahant Fire Department. We do have Austin Antrim on board. I move the Board of Selectmen vote to appoint the following people as call firefighters with the Nahant Fire Department. Leo DeBole, Brendan LaRosa, Christian Peterson, Dominic Reyes Aguilar, and Anton Vasquez.
Seconded.
Discussion. Chief.
Good evening. Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited for these appointments. All five have committed to attending the Massachusetts Fire Academy in October. Several of them are EMTs or are in the process of obtaining their EMT. And I wish I could say this would bring our call numbers up, but I think it's basically going to break even this year. We have two longtime call firefighters who are going to retire due to age this year. That's Dennis Ball and Ed Streety. And then another call firefighter also reaching the age of 65, who's only been with us a short time, but he's been fantastic. That's Jeff Warman. And we have another call firefighter who's hired full-time in another community, so he's far less available. So we're still sort of breaking even, but I'm happy with that for now. So, but yeah, I'm excited for these appointments. Thank you.
Oh, great. That sounds great. And I'm glad that you're able to get some new candidates in there. I know you've got a challenge on that.
Yeah.
And we're a lot weaker without them. So
Yes.
Very good. Roll call vote.
Pat O'Reilly, aye.
Rob Tibbo, aye. We're all set, Chief. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
Let's see. We now have a vote to approve
Oh,
Uh-oh.
looks like you cut out there, Rob.
Dr. Edmund Mock, effective July 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2028. Do I have a second?
Rob, could you reread the motion? I think you cut out the audio and video for a moment.
Oh, okay. Uh, Let me see. Okay. I move the Board of Selectmen vote to approve the employment contract for the Treasurer Collector Edmund Locke effective July 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2028. How do we do that time?
Seconded. That was much better.
Okay, great. Discussion.
So I just wanted to say a few things. So Ed's been the treasurer collector for a few years now. This is usually an appointment on a year-to-year basis, which I never quite understood. It's quite a necessary position within the town. And so at town meeting, not this past town meeting before, town meeting voted to have this change from a 1-year appointment to a 3-year contract. And then that was voted on at this past annual town meeting. Ed does a great job in the position. So I'm hoping that this provides him a little bit of security, and I think it's a great thing for the town.
Great. I agree with you. I absolutely cannot understand how a 1-year contract or appointment makes any sense at all. So I'm very glad that the town agreed there. Any further discussion? Roll call vote.
Pat O'Reilly, aye.
And Rob Tibbo, aye. Motion carries. Congratulations, Ed.
Thank you, Ed.
Let's see. We've got a vote to approve the FY26 debt shift. I move the Board of Selectmen vote to approve the FY 2026 water sewer debt shift in the amount of $1,486,375. Do I have a second?
Seconded.
Discussion. Allison?
Yeah, so this is something that's voted on an annual basis by the board. The amount is equal to the outstanding principal and interest on the town's water and sewer borrowings. And so what we do is we shift that amount onto our calculation of the tax rate so that it eases a little bit of the burden. It's not just paid by the water and sewer users, it's spread out amongst all taxpayers. So the amount that you're approving is for FY26, again, equal to the amount of principal and interest due on our outstanding loans.
Okay. Anything further? Roll call vote.
Pat O'Reilly, aye.
Rob Tibbo, aye. We have a vote to approve the FY26 water sewer trash rates. I move the Board of Selectmen vote to approve the following FY 2026 rates. Water rate, $11.08 per $11.08 per 100 cubic feet. Sewer rate, $13.34 per 100 cubic feet. Trash, $429 base fee per household and $558 for commercial.
Seconded.
Your second.
Seconded, yes.
Let's see. For reference, the FY25 rates for water was $11.01, so it went up 7 cents. The sewer rate was $12.56. Can't do the math that quick, but it's under $1, I think. And the trash rate was $414 per household and $534 for commercial. Not a big rate increase. Would you agree, Allison?
Right. So if you recall, the water and sewer rates are to support the operations for the water and sewer enterprise fund. So this supports personnel costs, operating costs. It also includes our assessment for Lynn Water and Sewer, for the MWRA. So basically, the way that we come up with the fees is just a calculation of the fee times the projected usage in order to support that operating budget. So it is a minimal increase for FY 26. And I recommend approval.
Okay, thank you. Anything further? Roll call vote.
Pat O'Reilly, aye.
And Rob Thibault, aye. We're moving on to vote on to approve the FY 26 master fee schedule. I'll make the motion. I move the Board of Selectmen vote to approve the FY 26 master fee schedule as presented. Do I have a second?
Seconded.
Discussion?
Yeah, I did want to have a little bit of a discussion on the so a couple of the fees, but the all alcohol package store fee, believe I'm trying to get that up here. That was a little bit of concern that we're raising it significantly over last year's fees. I did speak to Allison on this one, and it's still far below neighboring communities' fees, and we haven't updated this in a while. But I was concerned. I think it's a 50% increase, and it's a $500 increase that's being proposed here, and that only applies to Seaside Variety. So that was a little bit of a concern, just that rapid increase may be unexpected on a potentially, lower volume establishment in town.
Okay. But you do agree that we are still in a very good position as compared to other communities.
Relatively so. I guess I was just concerned about the rate of a 50% increase in 1 year, one fiscal year, versus perhaps considering a $250 increase this year and $250 next year. I haven't heard it. I haven't talked to George, or I haven't heard any feedback, but given the fact that, I'm sure this would be just passed on to the customer base, but given this is lower volume than potentially our neighboring communities, the effect on the competitiveness of the Seaside Variety was a little bit of concern. But $500, I don't know what the volume. I have no insight into the volume of Seaside Variety. I'm sure they do good business, and they can. I've heard a few. I'm sure they can afford it, but may not be a welcome fee increase.
So
I guess,
go ahead, Dan.
yeah, Pat, my guess is this probably came from the state. We probably don't have a ton of discretion regarding these things because the liquor board usually would give some direction. So I wasn't involved in this, but that would be my guess. If it wasn't sort of a town thing, it was more of a state generated thing.
The increase, you mean, Dan? It was town. The proposed increase was recommended by town department.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
So yeah, it wasn't handed down. It's just that these fees honestly have not ever been increased for a long time. So I think the proposal is kind of to make up for some of that lost time, but I'm on board. However, the board decides to move ahead with this.
Yeah, the other thing that I wanted just to bring up while we're in discussion, the special permit hearing fees to the planning board and ZBA. Would not propose any changes to what's there now, but for discussion and in future discussion next year, perhaps. They're both too high and too low at the same time. They don't cover our expenses for the hearing fees, especially the publication fees. But they're also, pretty substantial. And I think we're seeing a bit of an increase in special permits and hearing requests. So that could have given the impact on we're trying to, as a state and as a municipality, maybe lower the cost of housing. Some of these fees might be too high, but also it just doesn't currently cover the costs associated with it. So it's both too high and too low at the same time. So I think that's just something that needs to be looked at in the future. I would just, I'll go with the proposal, I think, for now, but the that one liquor fee, I think, was just the one concern I had. But I see Bob Fields has a hand up and other people.
Okay, let's hear from Bob Fields.
Hey, thank you very much. Generally speaking, I always, my antenna always goes up when we talk about we're comparable to the surrounding communities, right? I think that there is no comparable surrounding community in for Nahant, but that just means we're in this area where cities are and lots of expenses, and of course, we know our tax base is pretty low, right? So right? It's if we need to raise, I think as business owners, I think incremental raises, over the years, small percentage raises are obviously better. So I don't see the fees in front of me, and I apologize. I know we are a new liquor. I am the bar manager for the Nahant Veterans Association, excuse me. And we paid for our first club liquor license renewal last year. And I was a little surprised it was $750, right? And so that may not be, the American Legion in Lynn that's open 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. That may not be a big deal. But I can tell you that is a double-digit percentage of our revenue. All right. So that doesn't mean, we should change things just for us, because I know there's other club license holders in town who make more. So my general comment would be yes, to discuss this every year and make them incremental, right? I mean, there's a cost of living increase every year, right? 2, 3, 5%, whatever it is, but that's way better than a 50% whack. So hopefully the club license hasn't gone up. Can you tell me what it is? Do you have that as well? Can you tell me? Anybody?
Allison.
Yes, so right now, the proposal is to increase the all alcohol club license by $200.
So we're a club license, which is different than an all alcohol.
So you said it was $750, correct?
Correct.
That you paid, yeah. So we're proposing it go to $950.
Yeah, that is very painful for the Nahant Veterans Association, excuse me. So I don't know if there's any, opportunities for, kind of, like with tax rebates or whatever, but, getting close to $1,000 is a pretty steep, privilege for what we do at the American Legion. And I believe veterans, we need to take care of ourselves. We're not always looking for help or handouts, but that is a pretty steep license fee for the club.
Allison, and possibly Dan, is there any opportunity for us to give some sort of accommodation to an organization like the Veterans Association in something like this?
I know of not, but
Hasn't been done previously, so
No, we don't have to, I like doing things the old-fashioned way, but sometimes we gotta take a hard look at things.
yeah, I mean, I would recommend if the board decided to do something, we'd have to have some kind of policy in place of, if there's a rebate for certain organizations, what qualifies as that. There would have to be
Understood.
some kind of standard.
Well, we pay Dan a lot of money, so he could probably take a look at something like this for us.
Sure, no problem.
So which businesses or groups does the all alcohol club license apply to? Is that Knights of Columbus, veterans?
Yes.
Country club.
Yeah, therein lies the challenge. So I think this is going to require further discussion. You know, if possible, if you're comfortable, Pat, I would like to go forward with what we have, but I think you've made some great points and that we need to take a hard look at how we do this going forward.
Can I just make one more point? I believe our license is not strictly a club license like those other venues. Ours is a veterans club license, I believe. They do have that category at the state, and I thought that's what we applied for.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any difference on the list that's in front of.
Yeah, so that's something that we can, there's no differentiation on the fee schedule. I don't know if that's something that we want to add or if we want to have Dan look into some kind of policy.
I would like to have Dan explore this issue a little bit further. I don't know if we can change or a rate midterm like we possibly could here, or whether it would still have to go to next year. We can discuss that also. But I don't feel comfortable saying that we're going to change things right now. But we should explore it.
Well, could we, you know, well, it's just how, well, we don't meet until August. I guess it's putting it off. I mean, is it an easy decision though if it's only applying to organizations in town? I mean, I would, quite frankly, I would like to have the package store fee increase. But it, you know, also consider something similar for the all alcohol club increase. If that's going to be a, you know, we do need to increase these things, but you know, fairly large percentage increases just to do a catch up. I know it's like we're catching up for past, you know, sometimes it doesn't make sense to do 2% or 3% increases every year, but you know, you have to catch up some point.
Yep. And lastly, I'll just say we are committed to not running a bar in Nahant at the American Legion. That is absolutely not what we are interested in, to be able to increase our revenues to pay for this. So it really is. It's a social aspect, a few hours a week. We got it at the request of the selectmen because we came before them too many times for one-day licenses. It was between 8 and 11, depending upon the year. So, you know, I guess if we can, you know, we do the research, let's find out that we do have a veterans club license. And, you know, I may be so bold as to propose that we create a special fee for the veterans club license. So it's separate from the other businesses, you know, even though they're member owned or nonprofits, to look at that. So I appreciate the discussion. And I'm glad Nickel was on the agenda tonight for me to be here, so I wasn't shocked in a couple of months.
Oh, we appreciate your input, Bob. So are we in agreement that can we move forward tonight and be doing the research? So I don't know if we could move in a different rate midterm here, if Dan's research proves that, you know, it's justified that you know that we can actually have a separate rate for the veterans. Maybe Allison, is it are we unable to re-vote this at a later date, or can we, how does it work as far as?
So the FY26 fees are not into effect until the board approves them tonight.
Okay.
So that's one thing. I would say you could revisit it. I'd just be concerned about if anybody paid the original fee and then you were to change the fee at a subsequent meeting, what the effects of that would be. However, in this situation, we're really just talking about one establishment that this would affect. So
Right.
my recommendation would be either to go ahead with the vote as is, to revise the amounts right now, or to vote on the current fee schedule except for this section. And then you can revisit it again.
I agree with that, Mr. Chair. These applications aren't due until November anyway. So if you vote on all but this one particular fee, we can easily revisit it before it becomes a real issue.
Okay, so what does that vote look like as far as passing everything else?
Well, there's a motion out there now, right? So we got to rescind that motion and make another motion to vote on all fees except the
The liquor
well,
license fees.
the club license fees. Yeah, the club license fee. That would be fine because there's a lot more than just this, right? So
Yeah, my preference would be to just hold off on the package store and the club license fees for until our next meeting, if that's possible.
yeah, that is possible. And
Okay.
that's plenty of time before November 1st.
November 1st. So yeah, if we can revisit this in the first week of August meeting or third week, that should give us plenty of time to adjust the fees. Is that true for the package store fee also? Is that not, when does that come up?
You know, they're all liquor license fees. They're all in the same sort of boat.
In November. Okay, so
Yeah. For that regard, yeah.
Okay, unfortunately, my Excel file just closed, so I can't see the titles of these fees that we're going to set aside.
It'd be easier, Bob, just to approve all the fees except the liquor license renewal fees or liquor license fees, and then we can address them.
Okay, set all liquor license fees aside.
Yeah.
fewer words. I like it.
Okay. All right, so let's see, I withdraw my motion. And let's see. My new motion is I move the Board of Selectmen vote to approve the FY 26 master fee schedule as presented with the exception of, what was the,
The liquor
Fees regarding
license.
liquor license fees
just the liquor license, yeah, with the exception of liquor license fees
to be addressed at a later meeting.
to be addressed at a later meeting.
Yeah.
Do I have a second?
Seconded.
Roll call vote.
Pat O'Reilly, aye.
Rob Tibbo, aye.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.
And Allison, thank you.
No,
And Dan, of course.
that was a team effort. So we now have a vote to approve the sale of notes and sign associated paperwork. This motion, like other motions for bond sales and borrowing, is very long. This motion was sent. Okay, so I'm going to read that motion. Hopefully I have the right one. Vote of the Board of Selectmen. I, the clerk of the Board of Selectmen of the town of Nahant, Massachusetts, certify that at a meeting of the board held July 16th, 2025, of which meeting all members of the board were duly notified and at which a quorum was present, the following votes were unanimously passed, all of which appear upon the official record of the board in my custody. Voted to approve the sale of $5,628,700 4.25% general obligation bond anticipation note, the notes of the town dated July 24th, 2025 and payable July 24th, 2026 to BNY Mellon Capital Markets LLC at par and accrued interest, if any, plus a premium of $54,634.98. Further voted that the maximum useful life of departmental equipment listed below to be financed with the proceeds of the $350,000 borrowing authorized by the vote of the town passed May 21st, 2022, which is Article 20, is hereby determined pursuant to General Laws, Chapter 44, subsection 7, 1, to be as follows. Purpose, fire truck, borrowing amount, $350,000, maximum useful life, 15 years. Further voted that in connection with the marketing and sale of the notes, the preparation and distribution of a notice of sale and preliminary official statement dated June 17th, 2025, and a final official statement dated June 25th, 2025, each in such form as may be approved by the town treasurer, be and hereby are ratified, confirmed, approved, and adopted. Further voted that the town treasurer and the Board of Selectmen be and hereby are authorized to execute and deliver a significant events disclosure undertaking in compliance with SEC Rule 15C2-12 in such form as may be approved by bond counsel to the town, which undertaking shall be incorporated by reference in the notes for the benefit of the holders of the notes from time to time. Further voted that we authorize and direct the town treasurer to establish post-issuance federal tax compliance procedures and continuing disclosure procedures in such forms as the town treasurer and bond counsel deem sufficient, or if such procedures are currently in place, to review and update said procedures in order to monitor and maintain the tax-exempt status of the notes and to comply with relevant securities laws. Further voted that any certificates or documents relating to the notes, collectively the documents, may be executed in several counterparts, each of which shall be regarded as an original and all of which shall constitute one and the same document. Delivery of an executed counterpart of a signature page to a document by electronic mail in a PDF file or by other electronic transmission shall be as effective as delivery of a manually executed counterpart signature page to such document, and electronic signatures on any of the documents shall be deemed original signatures for the purposes of the documents and all matters relating thereto, having the same legal effect as original signatures. Further voted that each member of the Board of Selectmen, the town clerk, and the town treasurer be and hereby are authorized to take any and all such actions and execute and deliver such certificates, receipts, or other documents as may be determined by them or any of them to be necessary or convenient to carry into the effect the provisions of the foregoing votes. I further certify that the votes were taken at a meeting open to the public and no vote was taken by secret ballot, that a notice stating the place, date, time, and agenda for the meeting, which agenda included the adoption of the above votes, was filed with the town clerk and a copy thereof posted in a manner conspicuously visible to the public at all hours in or on the municipal building that the office of the town clerk is located, or, if applicable, in accordance with an alternative method of notice prescribed or approved by the Attorney General to set forth in 940 CMR 29.03, subsection 2B, at least 48 hours, not including Saturdays, Sundays, and legal holidays, prior to the time of the meeting and remain so posted at the time of the meeting that no deliberations or decision in connection with the sale of the notes were taken in executive session, all in accordance with General Laws, Chapter 30A, subsection 18-25, as amended. Dated July 16th, 2025, Clerk of the Board of Selectmen. Do we have a second?
Seconded.
Any discussion?
I was very tempted to say your audio cut out, but
Just don't ask me to go back and explain one of
no,
these.
I think you got all the words of that motion. Thank you very much, Rob.
All right, thank you, Pat. Roll call vote.
Pat O'Reilly, aye.
Rob Thibault, aye. How'd we
So
do,
for these,
Allison?
I just want to say a reminder that I need you to come into the office tomorrow to sign all the paperwork, so that we can send it along to bond counsel.
What time do you think that you'll have the document ready for signage?
9 a.m.
9 a.m. Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
thank you.
Let's see. Oh. Master fee schedule, vote to approve the sale of notes and sign. Vote, here we have a vote to approve the intermunicipal agreement with Swampscott, with the Swampscott Building Department. I'll make the motion. I move that the Board of Selectmen execute the contract between the town of Nahant and the town of Swampscott regarding the shared services of the building commissioner. Do I have a second?
Seconded.
Discussion. Allison?
So this was something that Tony negotiated, prior to leaving the town, and the board had already voted, to appoint Rich Baldacci to this position, but a contract was not in place yet. So contract was drafted by KP Law that, the Board of Selectmen in Swampscott just voted on and signed off on last week. So now we're bringing it before our board, for your vote and to sign off on it as well. So it's a shared building commissioner between the two municipalities, and Rich just brings a wealth of experience and knowledge of building code. He's already been working with our building department already, so he's a huge asset to the town.
Well, let me just add that I've been very excited about this whole proposal since it was first started to be developed. This is a major step in the direction of regionalization of our inspectional services department, and I can't think of a better way for Nahant to get the resources that it needs than to have something moving in this direction. I think it's long overdue, and I'm very grateful to Swampscott for working directly with us to make this happen.
Yeah, so technically Rich is an employee of Swampscott, and we're paying an assessment for services. So he's not, getting benefits from the town of Nahant. All of that is through the town of Swampscott.
Right, yeah, and once again, Nahant's benefits are tremendous here, and again, I'm very grateful to Swampscott for working so closely with us on this.
Agree wholeheartedly with that, Rob and Allison. It's been a
Thank you,
great collaboration.
Yep.
So this discussion, do we roll call vote?
Pat O'Reilly, aye.
Rob Tibble, aye. We have a vote to approve the annual fundraiser for the Nahant Sailing Program on Sunday, July 27th. I'll make the motion. I move that the Board of Selectmen approve the annual fundraiser for the Nahant Sailing Program to take place on Sunday, June 27th. Do I have a second?
Seconded.
June?
Oh, July,
Oh, sorry,
July
July.
27th. July
There
27th.
we
Thank you, Dan.
That's my mother's birthday.
All
I
that
right.
typed that wrong, so
Yeah, July,
sorry.
no problem. July 27th. This takes place each year at the Nahant Town Wharf. This is a major fundraiser for the Nahant Sailing Program. They usually have t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, maybe some fun as far as the kids are concerned. I don't have the exact time of this event, but it's usually late in the day or later in the afternoon. I encourage everyone to come down and take a look at the program. I think it's very worthwhile. So, roll call vote.
Pat O'Reilly, aye.
Rob Tibble, aye. We have ongoing business, a discussion of possible vote on the petition to name the men's lowland softball field. Allison, and Patrick, I would like to move this ahead one more time, just in the hope that we can have Gene Canty sit with us for this discussion.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think we've had so much going on. I think we haven't really had time to consider this one and even, to give it the due diligence. So it'd be nice to follow up later.
Thank you. All in agreement. And let's see. That-
The Ocean View lease is next.
Yep.
Yes, yep. Execution of Ocean View lease addendum. I'll read the motion. I move that the Board of Selectmen execute an addendum to the Ocean View lease extending the time it has to use a seasonal tent on its existing outside event space from the first week in May to the third week in May, and removing language from the current lease requiring the Board of Selectmen's annual review and approval of same. Do I have a second?
Seconded.
This sounds a lot like something that we looked at not too long ago.
Yeah, we did. This is just the actual execution of the actual addendum that we agreed to with Gallant and his attorney. It's just the final step. So, when you sign the paperwork for the stuff you voted for regarding I think the bonds, you can sign this as well. I'll make sure
Okay.
that Allison has it.
Okay, all right. You okay with that, Patrick?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you'll actually have three things to sign. You'll also have that contract, the intermunicipal contract for the building commissioner services too. So a lot of signing tomorrow.
All available by 9 o'clock?
Yes.
Excellent. Roll call vote.
Pat O'Reilly, aye.
Rob Tibbo, aye. Motion carries. I don't think we have anything new regarding preserving East Point. Would you agree, Allison? Yeah. Okay.
Correct. Yep, there's nothing new.
And so that brings us to the town administrator's report.
Okay, I don't have a lot either. I'm getting acclimated to the interim role as well as doing the finance director position at the same time. So it's been very busy, but I did just want to bring up a few things that have come to my attention while I'm serving in the interim role. Emails that I've been seeing from residents that come in, most of them deal with concerns about speeding in town as well as parking issues in town. They've come in to me individually. They've come to the individual, members of the board. I'm responding to them as they come in, and including Chief Furlong on these issues. We are monitoring speed on Nahant Road going onto Castle Road to see if there's a true issue there. We're considering possibly putting a crosswalk on Castle Road, right where the Doggy Beach entrance is. I'm talking to Zach about that. And then just parking issues all over town. Individuals parking on sidewalks when you shouldn't be. We put out a code red several weeks ago saying, you're not allowed to park on sidewalks. You'll get ticketed, and the police have kind of stepped up patrol, particularly now, during the summer months when individuals might come into town and be looking to park. But just be mindful of not parking on sidewalks. We also I received a resident email about someone whose driveway is continually blocked by parked cars. So it seems to be kind of a theme and issue going on. But with Chief Furlong's support, he does encourage residents, who are seeing these parking issues to contact the police, who can then ticket and we can tow if necessary. So I just wanted to bring that up because that's kind of a theme that I've been seeing over the past few weeks. Okay. Another thing that I've been working closely on with a number of individuals is the town has issued a number of requests for proposals for various projects. One is for paving throughout town. So those bids were due today. And we had 4 bids. One came in significantly lower that will likely be awarded. Vicky Masson, our engineer, is just looking through all the bids to make sure that all the requirements are met for awarding it. But that was a good outcome of today's bid opening. We have the RFP for the Coast Guard housing. Lot number 5 is due on Monday. So we'll have that bid opening Monday, the 21st. There's also an RFP out for the library renovations. So as you recall, we just passed or authorized at town meeting funding for this, for the new structural renovations for the library. So that RFP is due Wednesday, July 30th. And then I serve on the Public Safety Building Designer Selection Committee, and we've been meeting regularly. Austin chairs that committee, and we have all come up, decided on a draft of that RFP that I'm having reviewed by Vicky Masson again, and hopefully get that released soon. So again, this is for a public safety feasibility study. And so that's moving along. And then just another project that we're looking to issue an RFP on is the town hall ramp. So this is a CPC funded project from years ago. Tony had started putting this into motion again, and I'm trying to see this through and get an RFP out there for construction on that to use our CPC money. So just want to give an update on those. And then my final update is just bringing up the work that the planning board has been doing in regards to 3A and the MBTA multi-family housing overlay district. So they've been meeting almost on a weekly basis for the past few weeks. And I know some members of the board have been there, some members of the finance committee have attended, but they seem to have come up with a draft proposal that they kind of hope to share more in detail at their meeting next Tuesday. So if individuals are interested, should tune into that meeting of the planning board Tuesday night at 6:30. It'll also be followed up. They have subsequent meetings as well. They're going to have a public hearing, but all of this will have to go before the town for a vote at a special town meeting, likely late September, early October. So the planning board has released a time frame for which they have to, we have to meet this requirement by the end of this calendar year. So we will have to have a special town meeting, and I just wanted to make sure that that's on the radar for everybody.
That's a big one. We're going to have to keep reminding folks that we're heading in that direction. Very important.
Yep.
In many different ways.
Do we want to post that next week planning board meeting as a joint meeting so that we can all attend, Rob and Allison, or do you want me to just attend? How is that?
You can just post it, and then whoever attends, just to cover yourself.
Yeah, that'd be good. I think just given the tight time frame for us to be in close collaboration and communication makes sense.
Yep.
I agree. All right. Thank you, Pat. That's it, Allison. We're all set?
So that's all I have.
All right. Well, that brings us to citizens' comment. We have Tom Hamilton. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, Tom Hamilton, 17 County Avenue. I really just have a question. So with this joint building inspector position, is he also going to do zoning enforcement?
I can address that, Mr. Chair, if you like.
Yes, please, Dan. Let's.
The statute's not entirely clear, Tom. It seems to go, it's in a shakeout as Mr. Balducci looking more toward the state building code, which is of course a state law, not town bylaw. And the zoning enforcement fall more to Mr. Spanucci in that role, but they'll be working together on most of those things. But you can expect Mr. Balducci weighing in more on the state building code issues and Mike with regard to the zoning issues, and which is already is already in play. We've already have a few issues to deal with, so that's how we think it's going to shake out.
Can I just mention an issue that I'd like somebody to check out? I've noticed that they're building and getting ready to pour a foundation on Castle Road, and by my eye, it looks like they're way in the easement area. So I'm wondering, the drawings were changed substantially from when we did them, but what would the setback or what should the setback be on Castle Road?
Tom, I feel like your concern should be addressed directly to the Inspectional Services Department so that they can hire, assign the individual necessary to go down and take a look at it.
Okay.
I believe there is a link at the town website that would allow you to do that, file a complaint or a concern, outline your immediate concerns, and I'm sure they'll take a look at it.
It's a
Okay,
request for zoning enforcement, and it is a link.
Yep.
Section 9.04 of our zoning bylaws.
okay, because I called in, nobody answered, so I didn't, so it's on the website?
Yeah, it's in the
Yeah.
inspectional services section, I believe.
Okay. All right, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Bob, is your hand up, or do you have something further?
Yes, it is. Thank you. Sorry about that. Trying to be respectful here. So first of all, thank you for approving the Humpernickel Road Race. I was just logging on when you were talking about it, so wasn't able to talk about it. But as you noted, it's dedicated to Bobby Joe Blair. And the normally we raise funds for the Veterans Welfare Fund out of the American Legion. This year, we will be donating the majority of the funds to little Freddie Blair and his education fund, or wherever the family would like those funds to go. So asking, obviously for support on that. And we were disappointed we couldn't do it last year, but we're excited to do it this year. And then also, I just want to say on behalf of the American Legion, thanks for another wonderful Memorial Day and Independence Day celebrations, right? I mean, the town really comes together and supports, the country and patriotism and veterans. And it's just great to be part of a community that does that, right? Because we see it's not like that everywhere. So thank you for that. I do want to remind everybody that next year will be the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. So we're starting to brainstorm some activities at the American Legion, not to conflict with the day, but we'll be looking to collaborate more with you on that for that certainly historic, obviously once in a lifetime opportunity, right? The bicentennial was a big year, and here we are, some of us still here. And then lastly, it's been kind of a heavy couple of weeks here for our veteran community, right? We lost, over 100-year-old Christy Stamos, World War II veteran, who was, wounded in Anzio, in his service. And he was passed away the week before. And then this week, I want to remember William Bill Mogan, who is Linda Barber's and Lisa Mogan O'Keefe's father. I know they have brothers as well, but they are obviously a very patriotic family and support the veterans as well. And Bill was a 56-year member of the American Legion. He was a Korean War era U.S. Navy electronics technician on radar on submarines. Those were not the big, spacious, nuclear-powered, air-conditioned submarines that I got to serve on. They called them pig boats for a reason. So we want to honor Bill Mogan's service and remember him. He will be interned tomorrow at Green Lawn Cemetery. And there will be, an honor guard there, and the American Legion will be conducting our post everlasting as well for Bill. So thank you for the opportunity to share those updates.
Well, thank you, Bob. And since you started talking about the activities, I want to remind everyone that we have the National Purple Heart Community Recognition Ceremony coming up on August 7th. That will be at 5 p.m. at the Veterans Memorial Park, 92 Nahant Road. And I hope many can attend. I think it's a wonderful opportunity for everyone to really appreciate this incredible award.
So I'll thank you, Rob, for saying that. Pardon my neglect on that, right? Appreciate John Lazar and the committee's work on that. I also want to shout a special shout out to Esther Johnson, who was part of the ideation of that. And anybody who goes to Green Lawn Cemetery can certainly see the price that Esther Johnson's family has paid in service to this country as well. But there'll be an initial group of inductees into our honor roll. And we continue to look for those who had the Purple Heart. And just to be clear, Veterans Park is across the street from the life-saving station. We do get questions about that every year, where all of the service flags are in that wonderful Veterans Park area that we have. And then I know there'll be a reception following that at the life-saving station. Please park in the lowlands. There will be a quick change over at the life-saving station from a function to the reception for the Purple Heart. So just a little housekeeping. Park at the lowlands. Please come to this important service and support those families that will be there as well. Thank you, Rob.
Welcome. You're welcome. And anyone else? Hearing and seeing none. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Seconded. We are adjourned. Thank you very, very much, everyone.
Hi, thank you.
Thank you.
You forgot to vote.
Oh, Pat O'Reilly, aye.
Rob Tibble,
There
aye.
we go.
Sorry.
I thought you were going to call us on that, Dan.
Geez, I did. You know what? I made
You
it
guys
right
thought
to
I fell
the
asleep.
very finish line. The very finish line.
If you don't
Thank
close your
you.
vote, I get to keep billing.
Thank you,
All right.
Dan. All right.
Oh.